On the cold, wind-swept hills of medieval Europe, shepherds faced a harsh reality every night. The wind cut through woolen cloaks, and damp wood made keeping a fire alive a constant struggle. Yet, in these desolate landscapes, a quiet genius emerged, an ingenious fire pit design so effective that it became the shepherd's secret, passed down quietly from generation to generation. This windproof fire pit wasn't just about comfort, it was survival. And today its lessons can transform the way we think about fire, warmth, and practical ingenuity in our own backyards. How shepherds battled the relentless wind. Medieval shepherds knew that a conventional open fire was nearly useless on exposed hilltops. Sparks blew out, smoke chased them down, and the fire barely lasted long enough to warm hands, let alone cook a meal. The solution wasn't more wood or bigger flames. It was structure. Shepherds would dig a shallow pit, roughly the size of a small campfire, and carefully build a windbreak using stones, earth, or even tufts of grass and brush. By controlling airflow, they created a microenvironment where flames could thrive even in gusting winds. The principle was simple. The fire needed to breathe, but it also needed protection. A low pit reduced the fire's exposure to horizontal gusts, while surrounding materials blocked the wind without smothering the oxygen supply. The result was a stable flame capable of lasting through long nights and unpredictable weather, a vital advantage when temperatures dropped and shelters were, well, makeshift at best. What made this fire pit design exceptional was the balance between containment and airflow. You see, open fires scatter heat inefficiently and are vulnerable to wind, while fully enclosed pits can, well, suffocate flames. Shepherds discovered the sweet spot. Partially buried pits with protective barriers on the windward side allowed the fire to draw air from the leeward side while shielding it from disruptive gusts. They often used locally available materials, large stones to form a curved wall sod to stabilize the sides, and sometimes clay to seal cracks. This adaptability meant the pit could be built almost anywhere, from rocky outcrops to muddy pastures. Medieval texts rarely mention these fire pits explicitly, but accounts from travellers and rural records hint at their widespread use. The technique survived orally because it worked. Even when tools and materials were limited, shepherds could assemble a functional windproof pit in just a few minutes. A remarkable example of practical low-tech engineering honed over centuries. Now, let's talk about how you can recreate a shepherd's fire pit today. Modern survivalists and backyard enthusiasts alike can learn quite a lot from this design. Start by selecting a sheltered area if possible, but don't worry too much about perfect conditions. The pit itself will provide protection. First, dig a shallow depression, about 6 to 8 inches deep and wide enough to accommodate your firewood. On the windward side, build a small curved wall using stones, bricks, or even compacted soil if that's all you have. Remember to leave openings on the leeward side to allow air to flow through, feeding the fire without letting gusts extinguish it. For an added layer of medieval authenticity, you might want to line the pit with flat stones or clay, so it reflects heat upward, Start by gathering smaller twigs and dry brush first, and then, once the flames are stable, place the larger logs on top. Oh, and lighting the fire from the leeward side ensures the initial spark isn't blown out. Over time, you'll notice the fire burns hotter and steadier even when the winds rise. This method, well, it works equally well for cooking, warmth, or even signalling in survival situations. Understanding the shepherd's fire pit isn't just a lesson in history. It's a lesson in problem-solving under constraints, really. Modern camping often prioritizes convenience over ingenuity, but the medieval approach, it teaches efficiency and resilience. By building a windproof pit, you reduce fuel consumption, increase safety, and gain a reliable heat source that works in conditions where conventional methods fail. It's a practical skill that connects history with hands-on experience. You can even experiment with variations. Adjust the wall height for stronger gusts, incorporate reflective surfaces to maximize warmth, or use damp materials around the perimeter to slow heat loss. Each tweak really mirrors the adaptive mindset shepherds relied upon, turning a simple fire into a controlled, dependable resource. Recreating a shepherd's windproof fire pit allows us to, well, step into the shoes of those who lived on exposed hillsides centuries ago. It's more than a survival tool, it's a living history lesson. Every stone you place, every sod wall you compact, echoes the ingenuity of people who thrived without modern conveniences. The medieval shepherd's fire pit is a testament to human innovation born from necessity. In a world obsessed with gadgets, it reminds us that simple, well-observed methods often outperform complex solutions. Its lessons are evergreen. Protect your flame, manage airflow, and use available materials wisely. If you found this guide insightful, make sure to subscribe and share this video with fellow history buffs and survival enthusiasts. By exploring these hidden gems from the past, we not only preserve knowledge, but also make our own backyards smarter, warmer, and more connected to the ingenuity of those who came before us. Keep your flame alive, both in your fire pit and in your curiosity.